Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi alamin arrahmanirrahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul a'udzu birabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas, min syarril waswasil khannas alladzi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas minal jannati wan nas.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. دعاء التوسل. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله يا إمام الرحمة يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين يا علي بن أبي طالب يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله يا وجيها يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد يا قرة عين الرسول يا سيدتنا ومولاتنا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفعي لنا عند الله يا وجيهة عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا. सब मिलके या वजीहान عند الله أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباكر يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها القاذم يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا सब मिलके इन्ना तवज्जहना वस्तशफअना वतवस्सलना बिका इला अल्लाह وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها التقي الجواد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النكي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله بين يدي حاجاتنا together يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وسي الحسن والخلف الحجة أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا جميعا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله بلند واسي يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوال وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. حاجات
يا سادتي وموالي إني توجهت بكم أئمتي وعدتي ليوم فقري وحاجتي إلى الله وتوسلت بكم إلى الله واستشفعت بكم إلى الله فاشفعوا لي عند الله واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله وبحبكم وبقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا سادتي يا أولياء الله صلى الله عليهم أجمعين ولعن الله أعداء الله ظالمين من الأولين والآخرين آمين رب العالمين. اللهم محمد وآل محمد. دعاء افتتاح. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إني أفتتح الثناء بحمدك وأنت مسدد للصواب بمنك وأيقنت أنك أنت أرحم الراحمين في موضع العفو والرحمة وأشد المعاقبين في موضع النكال والنقيمة، وأشد المتجبرين وأعظم المتجبرين في موضع الكبرياء والعظمة. اللهم أذنت لي في دعائك ومسألتك، فاسمع يا سميع مدحتي، وأجب يا رحيم دعوتي، وأقل يا غفور عثرتي. فكم يا إلهي من كربة قد فرجتها، وهموم قد كشفتها، وعثرة قد أقلتها، ورحمة قد نشرتها، وحلقة بلاء قد فككتها. الحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ صاحبة ولا ولدا، ولم يكن له شريك في الملك، ولم يكن له ولي من الذل، وكبره تكبيرا. الله أكبر. الحمد لله بجميع محامده كلها، على جميع نعمه كلها. الحمد لله الذي لا مضاد له في ملكه، ولا منازع له في أمره. الحمد لله الذي لا شريك له في خلقه، ولا شبيه له في عظمته. الحمد لله الفاشي في الخلق أمره وحمده، الظاهر بالكرم مجده، الباسط بالجود يده، الذي لا تنقص خزائنه ولا تزيده كثرة العطاء إلا جودا وكرما، إنه هو العزيز الوهاب. اللهم إني أسألك قليلا من كثير، مع حاجة بي إليه عظيمة، وغناك عنه قديم، وهو عندي كثير، وهو عليك سهل يسير. اللهم إن عفوك عن ذنبي، وتجاوزك عن خطيئتي، وصفحك عن ظلمي، وسترك على قبيح عملي، وحلمك عن كثير جرمي عندما كان من خطئي وعمدي، أطمعني في أن أسألك ما لا أستوجبه منك، الذي رزقتني من رحمتك، وأريتني من قدرتك، وعرفتني من إجابتك، فصرت أدعوك آمنا، وأسألك مستأنسا، لا خائفا ولا وجلا، مدلا عليك فيما قصدت فيه إليك. فإن أبطأ عني عتبت بجهلي عليك، ولعل الذي يبطأ عني هو خير لي لعلمك بعاقبة الأمور. فلم أر مولا كريما أصبر على عبد لئيم منك علي. يا ربي إنك تدعوني فأولي عنك، وتتحبب إلي فأتبغض إليك، وتتودد إلي فلا أقبل منك، كأن لي التطول عليك. فلم يمنعك ذلك من الرحمة لي والإحسان إلي والتفضل علي بجودك وكرمك، فارحم عبدك الجاهل، وجد عليه بفضل إحسانك، إنك جواد كريم. الحمد لله مالك الملك، مجري الفلك، مسخر الرياح، فالق الإصباح، ديان الدين، رب العالمين. الحمد لله على حلمه بعد علمه، والحمد لله على عفوه بعد قدرته، والحمد لله على طول أناته في غضبه، وهو قادر على ما يريد. الحمد لله خالق الخلق، باسط الرزق، فالق الإصباح، ذي الجلال والإكرام والفضل والإنعام، الذي بعد فلا يرى، وقرب فشهد النجوى، تبارك وتعالى. الحمد لله الذي ليس له منازع يعادله، ولا شبيه يشاكله، ولا ظهير يعاضده. قهر بعزته الأعزاء، وتواضع لعظمته العظماء، فبلغ بقدرته ما يشاء. الحمد لله الذي يجيبني حين أناديه، ويستر علي كل عورة وأنا أصيه، ويعظم النعمة علي فلا أجازي. فكم من موهبة هنيئة قد أعطاني، وعظيمة مخوفة قد كفاني، وبهجة مونقة قد أراني، فأثني عليه حامدا، وأذكره مسبحا، الحمد لله الذي لا يهتك حجابه ولا يغلق بابه ولا يرد سائله ولا يخيب آمله. الحمد لله الذي يؤمن الخائفين وينجي الصالحين ويرفع المستضعفين ويضع المستكبرين ويهلك ملوكا ويستخلف آخرين. والحمد لله قاسم الجبارين مبين الظالمين مدرك الهاربين نكال الظالمين صريخ المستصرخين موضع حاجات الطالبين معتمد المؤمنين. الحمد لله الذي من خشيته ترعد السماء وسكانها وترجف الأرض وعمارها وتموج البحار ومن يسبح في غمراتها. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله الذي يخلق ولم يخلق ويرزق ولا يرزق ويطعم ولا يطعم ويميت الأحياء ويحيي الموتى وهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأمينك وصفيك وحبيبك وخيارتك من خلقك وحافظ سرك ومبلغ رسالاتك أفضل وأحسن وأجمل وأكمل وأزكى وأنمى وأطيب وأطهر وأسنى وأكثر ما صليت وباركت وترحمت وتحننت وسلمت على أحد من عبادك وأنبيائك ورسلك وصفوتك وأهل الكرامة عليك من خلقك. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم وصل على علي أمير المؤمنين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد ووصي رسول رب العالمين عبدك ووليك وأخي رسولك وحجتك على خلقك وآيتك الكبرى والنبأ العظيم. وصل على الصديقة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وصل على سبطي الرحمة وإمامي الهدى الحسن والحسين سيدي الشباب أهل الجنة. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وصل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل ومحمد بن علي. اللهم صل على محمد وآل وجعفر بن محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وموسى بن جعفر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلي بن موسى. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد ومحمد بن علي. اللهم صل على محمد وعلي بن محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد والحسن بن علي. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد والخلف الهادي المهدي. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجدك على عبادك وأمنائك في بلادك صلاة كثيرة دائمة. اللهم وصل على ولي أمرك القائم المؤمل. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد والعدل المنتظر وحفه بملائكتك المقربين وأيده بروح القدس يا رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل اللهم اجعله الداعي إلى كتابك والقائم بدينك. استخلفه في الأرض كما استخلفت الذين من قبله. مكن له دينه الذي ارتضيته له. أبدله من بعد خوفه أمنا يعبدك لا يشرك بك شيئا. اللهم أعزه وأعزز به، وانصره وانتصر به، وانصره نصرا عزيزا، وافتح له فتحا يسيرا، واجعل له من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا. اللهم أظهر به دينك وسنة نبيك حتى لا يستخفي بشيء من الحق مخافة أحد من الخلق. اللهم إنا نرغب إليك في دولة كريمة تعز بها الإسلام وأهله، وتضل بها النفاق وأهله، وتجعلنا فيها من الدعاة إلى طاعتك والقادة إلى سبيلك، وترزقنا بها كرامة الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم ما عرفتنا من الحق فحملنا، وما قصرنا عنه فبلغنا. اللهم المم به شعثنا، واشعب به صدعنا، وارتق به فتقنا، وكثر به قلتنا، واعزز به ذلتنا، واغر به عائلنا، واقض به عن مغربنا، واجبر به فقرنا، وسد به خلتنا، ويسر به عسرنا، وبيض به وجوهنا، وفك به أسرنا، وانجح به طليمتنا، وانجز به مواعيدنا، واستجب به دعوتنا، واعطنا به سؤلنا، وبلغنا به من الدنيا والآخرة آمالنا، واعطنا به فوق رغبتنا يا خير المسؤولين وأوسع المعطين. اشف به صدورنا، واذهب به غيظ قلوبنا، واهدنا به لما اختلف فيه من الحق بإذنك، إنك تهدي من تشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. وانصرنا به على عدوك وعدونا إله الحق آمين. اللهم إنا نشكو إليك فقد نبينا صلواتك عليه وآله، وغيبة ولينا، وكثرة عدونا، وقلة عددنا، وشدة الفتن بنا، وتظاهر الزمان علينا. فصل على محمد وآله، وأعنا على ذلك بفتح منك تعجله، وبضر تكشفه، ونصر تعزه، وسلطان حق تظهره، ورحمة منك تجللناها، وعافية منك تلبسناها، برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
اللهم صل على محمد.
دعاء دي أدمو ديش نوشتي رمضان. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إنك قلت في كتابك المنزل شهر رمضان الذي ينزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان، فعظمت حرمة شهر رمضان بما أنزلت فيه من القرآن، وخصصته بليلة القدر وجعلتها خيرا من 1000 شهر. اللهم وهذه أيام شهر رمضان قد انقضت، ولياليه قد تصرمت، وقد سرت يا إلهي منه إلى ما أنت أعلم به مني وأحصى لعدده من الخلق أجمعين. فأسألك بما سألك به ملائكتك المقربون، وأنبياؤك المرسلون، وعبادك الصالحون، أن تصلي على محمد وآل محمد، وأن تفك رقبتي من النار، وتدخلنا الجنة برحمتك، وأن تتفضل علي بعفوك وكرمك، وتتقبل تقربي، وتستجيب دعائي، وتمن علي بالأمن يوم الخوف من كل هول أعددته ليوم القيامة. إلهي وأعوذ بوجهك الكريم وبجلالك العظيم أن تنقضي أيام شهر رمضان ولياليه ولك قبلي تبعة أو ذنب تؤاخذني به أو خطيئة تريد أن تقتصها مني لم تغفرها لي. سيدي 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 أسألك يا لا إله إلا أنت، إذ لا إله إلا أنت، إن كنت رضيت عني في هذا الشهر فازدد عني رضا، وإن لم تكن رضيت عني فمن الآن فارض عني يا أرحم الراحمين. يا الله يا أحد يا صمد يا من لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد، يا ملين الحديد لداود عليه السلام، يا كاشف الضر والكرب العظام عن أيوب عليه السلام، أي مفرج هم يعقوب عليه السلام، أي منفس غم يوسف عليه السلام. صل على محمد وآل محمد كما أنت أهله أن تصلي عليهم أجمعين، وافعل بما أنت أهله ولا تفعل بما أنا أهله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. دعاء دشتنويت. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا جاعل الليل لباسا والنهار معاشا والأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا، يا الله يا قاهر، يا الله يا جبار، يا الله يا سميع، يا الله يا قريب، يا الله يا مجيب، يا الله يا الله يا الله. لك الأسماء الحسنى والأمثال العليا والكبرياء والآلاء. أسألك أن تصلي على محمد وآل محمد، وأن تجعل اسمي في هذه الليلة في السعداء، وروحي مع الشهداء، وإحساني في عليين، وإساءتي مغفورة، وأن تهب لي يقينا تباشر به قلبي، وإيمانا يذهب الشك عني، وترضيني بما قسمت لي. وآتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار الحريق، وارزقنا فيها ذكرك وشكرك والرغبة إليك والإنابة والتوفيق لما وفقت له محمدا وآل محمد عليه وعليهم السلام برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل
رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. طب القلوب ودوائها ونور أبصارها، وعلى أهل بيته الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. محمد. قال الله عز وجل في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء ويجعلكم خلفاء الأرض أإله مع الله قليلا ما تذكرون. آمنا بالله. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد. For the love of Abba Abdullah al-Hussein, with the loudest of our voices, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد. For the love of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, with the loudest of our voices, Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. For the purification of our heart and the hastening of the reappearance of our beloved 12th Imam, with the loudest of our voices, Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Once again, we thank Almighty Allah for giving us this wonderful night, the night of the 25th of the holy month of Ramadan. As you can see, mu'mineen and mu'minat, the holy month slowly but surely is coming to an end. We have either 5 days to go or 4 to go. We only wish and pray that Allah Azza wa Jal accept our efforts in this holy month. And to say, mu'mineen and mu'minat, these last few nights and days of the holy month, we should not give in, we should keep making dua, keep engrossing in ibadah, keep engrossing in the worship of Allah. Don't say the night of the 23rd is over and you've done your a'mal. As a result, you're going to relax. Do not relax. I mentioned the other night, the night of 27th is also a very powerful night. Likewise, the eve of Eid is also very powerful. And in fact, our beloved Prophet encouraged us to make the best out of the last 10 nights of the holy month. You know, Surah Al-Fajr, Allah says, Wal Fajri wa layalin ashr. One of the commentary of Layal al-Ashr, of course not exclusive, is the last 10 nights of the holy month of Ramadan. And Allah swears by the 10 nights. Of course, some scholars, based on some traditions, also hold the view that the 10 nights refer to the first 10 nights of the holy month of Muharram, and also have tradition referring to the first 10 nights of the holy month of Dhul Hijjah. And so last 10 nights of the holy month, we should take advantage of the blessings of Allah in these nights. Try, because it's easy not to do anything. It's very easy. It's easy to allow your mind and thoughts to tell you that, you know what, you've done enough. Why do you want to worry? Just take it easy. No, keep going until inshallah the day of Eid. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Muhammad. The verse I've just quoted is a known verse to all of us here, I have no doubt. This Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali. We all know this verse. We now and then recite this verse for our brothers and sisters who are not well. It's Surah An-Naml, Quran 27, Ayah 62. Amman yujibul mutarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su' wa yaj'alukum khulafa al-ardi a ilahum ma'allah qalilan ma tadhakkarun. Is there anyone, it's a rhetorical question, is there anyone who responds to the calling of the desperate when he calls upon him and remove evils from him or relieve him, according to some translation, of his stress and challenges? Is there any deity with Allah? Little we know and little we remember, according to the verse. Now, departing from this verse, as I mentioned last night, our topic of discussion for tonight is who is waiting for who. It's about the 12th Imam, the Imam of our time. So therefore I put a question there as topic. Who is waiting for who? Are we seriously waiting for the reappearance of Imam, or is Imam waiting for us to be ready so Allah makes him appear? You can answer yourself when you have time. But in my candid opinion, we are not waiting. Because when I look at myself, I don't think I have this sense of agency. When I look at myself, I see myself very relaxed. So I believe the Imam is waiting for us. Or Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is waiting for us to be ready. So He releases the Imam. Why will Allah keep Imam? For what? Why? When you see injustice, you try to resolve it. So Allah doesn't want to resolve injustice. Simply because we are not ready for Allah to release Imam. Allah needs people to be ready through the implementation of their free wills and choices, so that He will release the Imam. So as we go through tonight discussions, remember this question: who is waiting for who? If you feel you are waiting for Imam, then fine, fair enough. But if you know down deep in your heart you're not waiting for Imam, then you need to start doing something about it. The examination of tonight is of the following 3 stages. The first stage, Mihwar al-Awwal, is to analyze this verse. I want us all, inshallah, to appreciate this verse of Amman Yujibul Mutarra Idha Da'a, which is to understand what the verse talks about. And then the second stage of the examination, I will shed some light on different aspects of the occultation of the 12th Imam. And then the last stage of my examination is to provide some practical tips, very practical. What is it that I and you can do to establish love relationship with Imam? There are 2 things here. Waiting for the reappearance, 1. And the other thing is what? Establishing love relationship with the Imam. Emotional connection. You need first to have that relationship with Imam. And thereafter, you prepare adequately for the reappearance of Imam. I always tell people, Mu'minin and Mu'minat, 72 or more knew their Imam. And they were willing to sacrifice whatever they had towards what? The cause of their Imam. That's Abu Abdullah. Companions like Maytham al-Tammar, Rushayd al-Hijri, Hijri ibn Adi al-Kindi, Kumail ibn Ziyad al-Nakhai, and the rest. They knew their Imam. And they worked very hard towards demonstrating their practical love for the Imam. Question: do we know our Imam or not? It's easier said than done. It's easy to make dua, Allahumma kulli waliyik. It's easy to make dua, Allahumma ajil li walik al-faraj. But do we translate this dua into actions or not? Anyone who translates these supplications into actions will be regarded as someone preparing seriously for the reappearance of Imam. Baba, he is the Imam of our time. Without him, take note, the mission of Abu Abdullah is incomplete. Without the mission of the 12th Imam, the mission of Imam al-Hussein and all Imams, including all prophets of Allah and His messengers, will not be realized in full. monotheistic missions will only be realized in full during the reappearance of Abu Salih al-Mahdi. So understand that before we enter into the loop of our discussion. We know this ayah. Kindly pay attention to the ayah. We said marada, we make everybody 5 times amma we do. There are 2 major commentaries regarding this verse. So I gave you all the 2 here. I want to start with the second one before I go to the first one. The second one is what Allama Tabatabai Kaddasallahu Nafsahu Zakiya in Tafsir al-Mizan, and this ayah discusses. The main terminology here is mudtar, desperate, distressed, someone who is really desperate. So according to Tabatabai, mudtar here refers to someone who has tried everything. You've got problem, you tried that, never budged. You try this one, never budged. You try that one, no solution here, no solution there, no solution there. Eventually he said, you know what, I'm going to resort to Allah because I tried every nook and cranny and there's no solution. You are called mudtar. The second meaning is the most powerful meaning and celebrated by all our scholars, because this second meaning is as per the traditions of both Imam Bakir and Imam Ja'far Sadiq salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhima. You know, there's a tradition from Imam al-Bakir when he was asked, who is mudtar, distressed, desperate in this ayah? And this tradition was narrated by Muhammad ibn Muslim, one of the companions of Imam al-Bakir. You know what Imam Bakir said? He said mudtar here refers to qa'imu ali Muhammad. That when Imam reappears, as per our traditions, he will reappear in Kaaba and he will make dua desperately. He will ask Allah desperately. When he would say Ya li Tharat al-Husayn, when he will declare his willingness to revenge the blood of Abu Abdullah, he will make dua through desperation. So mudtar, as per the tradition of Imam al-Bakir, is the 12th Imam. Another tradition from his beloved son, Imam Ja'far Sadiq, Muslim Ibn Uqba. The tradition says, they ask Imam Ja'far Sadiq, this mudtar refers to who? Imam Ja'far Sadiq said, mudtar, desperate, refers to the 12th Imam. So when you make this dua every day or now and then, remember mudtar here refers to Sahib al-Asr. So that is the first one. Second is about his occultations. There are so many questions about the occultations of the Imam. But I want to really draw your attention to some very important points here. Number one is about the nature of his occultation. You know, scholars, when they dissect the nature of his occultation, they said it's a ghaibatun unwani. Imam is not absent from us. Imam is not like a traveler who travels and people waiting for him to come before they start linking up with the person. The gaiba of Imam is just simple that we do not know his whereabouts. He may be here, He may be in London. He may be in Karachi. He may be in Ahmedabad. He may be somewhere. But otherwise, Imam is always there. His values, his blessings are always there with us. Second point, Imam is married according to our traditions. Imam is married and he has children. Who are the wives or the wife? We don't know. Who are the children? We don't know. But what we know from our traditions is that if there is one place he frequents a lot, it's Masjid al-Sahla. Masjid al-Sahla, when you visit Najaf, you have the opportunity to visit Masjid al-Sahla. And our riwayah says, Imam, he frequented there mostly on Tuesdays. And so when you go to Masjid al-Sahla on Tuesday, it's jam-packed. But the garage is what? Imam is married. And Imam has children. Who are they? As I said, the tradition is silent about that. So he live life the way we are living life. Third is about the longevity or longevity according to some pronunciation of his occultation. Many ask question: is it possible for human being to stay longer like this or not? It's more than possible. Intellectually, it's possible. Even scientifically, yes, they will tell you we are not used to this kind of thing, but they cannot come outright to refuse. And if you read history, this is normal. Let me ask you questions here. Let me ask you. How old was Adam? Who can tell me? From this side. How old was Adam? Prophet Adam. Huh? Okay, from this side. How old was Adam? Huh? Huh? Fantastic. Oh, you check Google. Sallallahu alaihi Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Google is problem sometimes. Google make things easy sometimes, man. So 930 years. Some said 1,000 years. So between 930 to 1,000. Today, no one lives for this number of years. But it's possible with the qudra of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Ashabul Kahf. Now don't Google. Later you will Google. When no one answers. From this side. The people of the cave. How long were they in the cave? Ahsantum, 309. Thank you. No food, no water. And they woke up. But if you tell someone today, say it's not possible. It's possible with Allah. Luqman. Quran discusses Luqman. And there is one whole verse named after Luqman. How old was Luqman? How many years he spent in this world? More. Yeah, plus, alhamdulillah. That's a diplomatic way of answer. He said 150 plus. How old was Luqman? 400. 400 years. But there is a surprising one. That one maybe Doc will help us. The son of the king of Egypt, Rayyan or Riyan. How old did he live in this world? Now I'm not saying Doc now you answered the name only. I wanted your help with me. Ordinary person by the name Rayyan. He lived 1,700 years. Read the history. 1,700 years. Then you go to Noor. How old did Noor?
1,000 less 50.
Subhanallah. That one, everyone. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So therefore, the age of Imam It's nothing to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Intellectually, it's possible. I know sometimes you have Shabab youth to ask this question. How on earth is possible? Jesus Christ is not dead. Khidr alayhi salam. Yes, from the Christian perspective, it's a different opinion. But from the Islamic, all Muslims, although you may come across Muslims, even Shias, who doubt the longevity of the occultation of Imam, but yet they believe Jesus Christ is still alive. Can you believe that, Habibi? I met one Maulana, Maulana, seriously. He was sat next to me. He said, Sheikh Noor, do you really believe Imam Zaman is around? I said, what do you mean? Are you joking or what? He said, no, I don't joke. I don't think human being can live longer. Like I said, Maulana, you are giving khutbah. It means you are lying to people from the member. It's easy to lose your iman during the Ghaibatul Kubra of Imam. And that is why the Holy Prophet mentioned, أفضل أعمال أمتي انتظار الفرج. The best deed of my ummah is to await for the reappearance. Because people will start asking so many questions. Is it possible? So many injustice. Why Imam is not coming? How can Imam live longer like this? I said it happened before and it is nothing to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. That is why I and you, as lovers and followers of this great Imam, as those who live during the time of this Imam, we need to have a relationship with the occultation of our Imam. Kindly, I beg you pay attention to this line. We need to have strong relationship with the occultation of the Imam. There are two forms of relationship. One not good, one good. The first one is exoteric. What is exoteric? Physical relation. What is that? You know what? Imam is not here. I'm not going to do much. I'm going to relax. When he comes, then I will start doing something. That is exoteric. If I do not see him, I will not do much. The second one is esoteric. No. Imam may not be here physically. I may not see him physically, but I must connect with him through his values. You remember last night I was mentioning being overwhelmed by the presence of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Likewise, we are expected as lovers and followers of Mahdi to be overwhelmed by the belief that Imam is Allah. Imam is not Shaheed. It's not bad, but I need to mention this. Some of us, the relationship we have with other Ahl al-Bayt, we don't even have a quarter of it with Imam al-Zaman. Not bad. There are those when they hear Imam Hussein, oh. There are those when they hear Imam, it's excellent, we must have that. But what is our relationship with Imam al-Zaman? He is the Imam of your time and the Imam of my time. He is alive and not dead. What relationship do you have? You need to connect with Imam Ajalallahu Ta'ala Faraja through the values Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam taught and established. And that is why I mentioned earlier on. If you truly love Imam Hussein, you truly love Imam Ali, you truly love all the Ahl al-Bayt who preceded the 12th Imam, then hold unto 12th Imam. Otherwise, whatever they came and established will not be realized in full without Imam al-Zaman. And that is why the third stage of my examination is the most important stage tonight. Very, very important. I regard this crucial to every Shia. Every Shia who claim to love Imam al-Zaman must always think about these practical tips. And these tips are taught by Ahlul Bayt alayhim salatu wasalam. Number one, look at it. Very simple. Safa'ul qalb. Purity of the heart. Question. Ravish, you sitting next to him. How is your heart towards him? He said, you don't have to answer. Do you find his love? Do you like him in your heart or not? If you don't like him, you are not a Shia of Imam Zaman. No, I don't know. It's a rhetorical question. That you have to do the homework internally. Sawa. Baraba. Safa'ul qalb. You sitting next to him. Do you wish his downfall in the business and you want to grow? It means you are not a true Shia. You have anyone who has resentment towards believers is not a true Shia of Mahdi. I gave you verse of the Quran. You will check that verse. At the end of the verses, لا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا. Look at the ayah. Allah, do not leave in our heart resentment towards those who believe. I've been to a place, I'm not saying here, some place. It's now Asharis don't trust each other. You know, I've been to a place where I say, Baba, employ that is Nashari. He said, Baba, Kafir is better than this is Nashari. Wallahi. I've been to a place where I say, Baba, give this is Nashari your daughter to marry. Me. Allah will give somebody who's not his Nashari better than this guy. So are we really serious? And preparing for Imam? Our hearts must be one. If the heart is not one, then I do not think we are all preparing for the reappearance. And this just establishing that love relationship. Yani, if you have a pure heart towards the lovers of Imam al-Zaman, Imam will be close to you. But if you have rusted hearts towards, to begin with, the people you recite Allahumma kulli waliyika together, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wal together, and you still don't like each other, you only show face and double standard, forget about Imam al-Zaman. You want to know an example? I gave this example before. You know Wahab? From this side, who is Wahab? This side, from Zaid going. Who is Wahab? From Zaid, Ajira, Shakil, Oh, mashallah, I got your name right. From Zaid to Shakil, not Ali Riza. Ali Riza, I cut you out of it. Go. These are all my guys, man. Who is Wahab? Aslan, you are included. You know Wahab, all of you, but I think I caught you off guard maybe. Who is Wahab from the middle? Wahab al-Kalbi. You remember Zulfikar? Wahab join Imam Ksij. There's a garage, there is a point I'm trying to deduce here from this first practical tip. Imam Hussein alayhi salam was on his way to Karbala. And you know, he stopped at different cities, towns. He got to this town, he stopped. There's this young boy, youth, who rushed to Imam Hussein. He asked him, where are you going? Then he said to him, look, I'm going to establish justice because there is a leadership in Sham who is allowing injustice. So Wahab's mom saw him talking to Imam Hussein. She called him, Wahab, come. Who are you talking to? Kindly bear, you know the story, but there's a point I'm trying to make here. Who are you talking to? I said, no, it's this man with women and children. You know, most of the companions joined Imam Hussein on the day of Ashura. They did not travel with Imam Hussein. He traveled with only women and children and few men. He said he's going to establish justice because a leadership in Sham is allowing injustice. The mother said, but who is this man? What is his name? Somebody said his name is Hussein, the son of Ali, the son of Abi Talib. He said, oof. Ali? If it wasn't of his father, you are not going to be alive. Wahab. Wahab said, Mom, how? He said, Wahab, when I was pregnant, when I was carrying you, I was falling ill upon ill upon ill. Then someone came and said to me, go to Kufa. There is a man by the name Ali. He does not segregate whether Muslim or non-Muslim. Just go to him. Ask that man to make dua for you. Believe me or not, when he makes dua for you, you will be cured. So she said, Wahab, I went. And this man did not even ask me, where are you coming from? He only said to me, raise up your hand. And he made dua. And Wahab, because of the prayers of this man, I and you are alive today. I've been looking for this man to thank him. And today, God has shown us his son. Then Wahab said, Mom, what do you want from me? Look at obedience to parents. She said, I need nothing from you, but let us join the religion of this man. Wahab got married how many days ago? Who can tell me how many days ago but Wahab got married? He was in his honeymoon. How many days? Love. Oh, way less. 1 week, a bit more. 17 days. Some said 14 days, but more 17 days. He was in his honeymoon. The wife, the mother, and Wahab decided to join Abdullah. And as I said, the wife was the first woman martyr, Shahida in Karbala. Look, they did not pray too much salat like I and you. But she became the first martyr. She became Muslim and she joined. Likewise, some of our scholars mention some of the true lovers and followers of Imam Zaman are not even yet Muslims. You may be Muslim now, Shia now, taking things for granted, but some of them are not yet even Muslims. They will be Muslims and join the mission of Abu Salih al-Mahdi. So therefore, Safa'ul Qalb, we need to purify our heart towards one another. You know, in psychology, when you have a resentment in your heart, you will have heart pain and you will have sleepless nights. Before you enter your house, remove everybody from your heart before you enter. Otherwise, you're going to have a headache. Every day you think, oh, he's coming to the mosque with a new car. Allahu Akbar. You're going to have sleepless nights. You're going to make a lot of taweez. And that taweez, oh, look at the dress he's wearing. Every day you see him, what's going on here? You're going to be having sleepless nights. Habibi, chill, relax. Relax. Safa'ul Qalb. If in your heart there is a hatred of a believer, I promise you, my dear brothers and sisters, Imam will come and Imam will not get close to you. That's the first. You know what the Holy Prophet said? When a believer say to another believer, you are my enemy, Allah will remove the light of religion from his heart. And narration continues. Allah will remove him from his guardianship and place him into the guardianship of Shaitan. So we need to have love and mahabbah as lovers and the followers of Allah. We need to wish each other well. I must wish you well, you wish me well. And Lady of Light taught us, before you even pray for yourself, pray for me. On the night of Qadr, did you pray for people in this mosque or not? Don't answer, but answer yourself. If you did not, now you need to do. Safa'ul Qalb. Wish each other well. Wallahi. You see, companions of Imam Hussein, why Imam Hussein said they are the best? Because they wish each other well, they supported each other. Build each other, support each other, empower each other, grow each other, feel the pain of each other. Then you are a true lover of Abu Salih al-Mahdi. But if you do not feel my pain, you don't feel his pain, problem. I promise you. Wallah, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, these are the teachings of Ahlul Bayt. You know, one tradition mentioned, whoever tries to find fault in others, because in the community there are other communities, there are people, they are expert in finding fault in people, but they forget that their whole existence is fault. Brother, their whole existence is fault. But they want to say wrong, 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 wrong. You know, narration of the Prophet mentioned, Man tatabba awrat akhihi Muslim, tatabba Allahu awratuhu, wa afdahahu fi bayti. One narration says, wa afdahahu inda ahli. He said, whoever goes around in trying to find fault in others, Allah will expose your faults and ridicule you in the eyes of your family. You will lose the respect completely. Your children will not respect you, or your parents, vice versa, not respect you. So first practical tip, this akhlaqi lesson, let's purify our hearts. I know sometimes it's very difficult. Maybe somebody hurt you so much in life. Let go. Let's go. That's one. Number two, we mentioned it several times here. At-taharatu min adh-dhunub. Purity from sins, or purification from sins, if you like. And there's a tradition from Imam. The 12th Imam himself says, if not because of the sins of my Shia, they would have seen me with their eyes. Allahu Akbar. You know what sins does? It creates veil. And Imam Jafar said, when you commit one sin, it drops black spot in your heart. When you commit another black spot, you commit another, then the heart become rusted and hard. So anyone who intentionally commits sin, you are far away from Imam al-Zaman. Of unintentional sins, no problem. You ask forgiveness, Allah forgive. We are not masumi. But intentional sins, you know it's wrong and you do, you are far away from Imam. Look at number 3. Gifts. I'm not saying the hadiyah for Maulana. This is bigger than the Maulana's hadiyah. That's not the one. This one, do something in the name of Imam al-Zaman. Tahadu tahabu, narration says. Give gifts and you will be loved. Meaning what? Do something in the name of Aba Salih al-Mahdi and he will love you. You know, I always tell brothers and sisters in London who started this, who is Hussein. You know, they are young boys. Now, alhamdulillah, they are grown up. They sat one day, the other name Muhammad Abbas Kaki. He said, why don't we do something in the name of Imam Hussein? He's a youth like our youth here. He's a medical doctor and top-notch medical doctor in London. And today, who is Hussein is in more than 80 countries of the world. So I always tell them, who will take the challenge to also start something in the name of Imam al-Zaman? Because Mahdism is about hope. There are many people in the world losing hope. People get to an extent of taking their lives because of losing hope. Imam Mahdi is about hope. I mean, you know very well, there are people who go to courts and they are right, but because of money, they are placed in prisons. When Imam comes, he will bring hope back to all these people. So Mahdism is about hope. That yes, you may lose it here in this world, but when Imam comes, you will get the justice. That is why we have Amal, even in Ramadan, and even when you go to Hajj. That, Ya Allah, if we die before the reappearance of Imam, raise us up during his reappearance to serve in his cause. This is the concept of Bada. Those who are extreme in their Iman, when Imam reappears, Allah will bring them back. And those who are extreme in injustice, Allah will bring them back. Why? Because Allah promised in Quran, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana. So Allah will bring you back to enjoy the fruit of your labor. What is that labor? Iman in Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So do something. You know, build orphanage in the name of Imam. Say, this is in the name of Imam. Milad al-Nabi. Go on the road there. Yes, we are celebrating Prophet, but we are giving people water and flour in the name of Imam. Write a quote about Imam. Homeless people, go gather them, do something to them in the name of Imam. Tahadu tahabu. When you do gift in the name of Imam, Imam comes close to you. Very important. Next one, number 4, al-dhikrul khafi. This Imam Zalabdin discusses it in his munajat. Wa anisna bi-dhikril khafi. Allah console us with hidden remembrance. Here, kindly pay attention. You know what is hidden remembrance? This excellent thing, if you can do it. Hidden remembrance, you're going to say, you know what? I am going to get married to this girl. Ya Allah, make it happen only if Imam al-Zaman is happy. Meaning what? You connect everything you do with Imam al-Zaman. So you're going to start a business. Ya Allah, I am going to start this business. Make it happen only if Imam al-Zaman is happy. That's what we call al-dhikrul khafi, hidden remembrance. You're going to start a project, whatever the project might be. He said, Ya Allah, let this project flourishes only if Imam al-Zaman, if he's not happy, Ya Allah, let it fail right from the beginning. That's how you build the love relationship. Some mu'mineen are doing very well with this. I've seen mu'mineen who says, no, this business belongs to Imam al-Zaman. I've seen mu'mineen like that. Whatever I make profit out of this business, regardless of homes or not, this share goes to Imam al-Zaman. Some open business, they said the shareholder of Imam al-Zaman. And you know that type of business, grow. Try it. You will not regret. Try. If you're struggling, do it in the name of Imam. You'll see. It will grow. That's what they call dhikrul khafi. Connect everything with Abu Salih al-Mahdi. Next one, imagining Imam, at-tasawwur wa tafakkur. You know, I give an example. You have, say, a wife, or your son, or your daughter, and the person happens to travel somewhere. Do you miss the person or not? Generally, when your wife is not there, Haji Zulfikar, maybe she travels somewhere, do you miss her or not? You miss. Barabar. No, say the truth. No, there is no shy in religion, Habibi. When it comes to love, lawful love, no shy. Do you miss or not, Habibi? Yes. Alhamdulillah. Your wife must be proud of you tonight. I'm not going to ask those who are not married because I don't want to cause commotion. You miss your parents. You miss them. They are in India. I won't say your wife because you are not married. You miss your parents. Okay. Question. Zulfikar. Do you miss Imam al-Zaman? Like the way you miss your wife? That one, sorry, I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm sure you miss your wife to beat. Imam al-Zaman, maybe a little bit, isn't it? Habibi, you miss your parents. But do you miss Imam al-Zaman more than them? Don't make taqiyya. Sort of. Here and there. Yeah, but I'm sure you miss your mom more than. So now we must ask ourselves a question. Why don't we miss Imam al-Zaman like that? Huh?
Because it's not part of our lives.
Ah, excellent. So we need to make him part of our life. You imagine him, that's why I refer to you to Ziyarah to Ali Yasin. I didn't want to go through the Ziyarah, but Ziyarah to Ali Yasin will teach you how to imagine. Assalamu alaikum. Ina tarka wa ina tasjud. You know, it will teach you how to imagine someone. I mean, I'm away from my family, I miss my family. Do I miss Imam al-Zaman like that? No. Why? Problem is my heart. I've not invited Imam more to my life. And I said, so, Habibi, there are people who miss their businesses more than anything else. We don't miss Imam al-Zaman like that. So we need to bring Imam to our life. Last but not least is heavy one. Is the heavy one. This one, I think all of us really need to do something about this. At-ta'allumu bi-alami al-mahdi. Feel the pain of Mahdi. You know what does it mean? When Syrians are bombarded, did you feel anything or you relax, chill? This is the ummah of Imam Zaman because it's the ummah of the Holy Prophet. When one member of the ummah is afflicted with bombardment of bombs, wallahi, Imam Zaman is in pain. There is no one who is in pain than Imam Sahib al-Asr. I promise you, my dear brothers and sisters. Some call him Mazloom. Why? Because we call Allahumma kulli walik, but we do nothing. So when someone's life is taken away innocently, unjustly, the Imam is in pain. And we are expected to feel the pain of Imam. For example, say when Palestinians are bombarded, how do you feel? How do you feel? You need to judge it yourself. How do you feel? When you see poverty, genuine poverty, because not everyone who begs is genuine. But when you see genuine poverty, whether Muslim or not, I'm not talking of just Muslims. Every life is important, and these are all nations of the Prophet, according to Islam. How do you feel? Before you even think of dishing out money or help, how do you feel when you see poverty in someone? If you do not feel the pain, then you have not understood the significance of preparing for Imam. I can talk of myself. I don't have problem in life. Relatively, I don't have problem. Everything is going smoothly in my life. I have what to eat for years to come. Likewise, most of us here. Question: when you see someone suffering there, do you feel that pain? If you do not feel that pain, then you are not preparing for Imam. Wallah. Somebody is being bombarded and you see on the news, you don't even think about it. This is serious, mu'minin. At-ta'allumu bi-alamil mahdi. When one blood is shed in this nation of the Prophet, believe me, my dear brothers and sisters, Imam Zaman is in pain. How many people were killed in Afghanistan 3-4 days ago? How many days ago, Habibi? 10 days ago. Yeah. In Pakistan. Today. And of course, other places of the world. Do we feel the pain? Or we don't feel the pain? So Imam, when he comes, he's coming with that rahmah of the Prophet. Prophet is a rahmatan lil alameen. When Imam comes, he will represent that rahmah al-ilahi. So therefore, I urge myself, first and foremost, and I urge all of us, let us become more aggressive when it comes to building this relationship with the Imam. There are so many topics about Imam. I'm sure you know. But I thought, let him just open up with this. These are simple, practical tips that we can all try to put in our life. Change somebody's life. Take one person, change his life. Say, in the name of Imam Zaman, I'm changing your life in the name of Imam Zaman. I am changing your life. Whether the person understands Imam Zaman, in the name of Imam Zaman, you make Imam happy. But when you see somebody suffering and you ignore, how can Allah release Imam Zaman? So last thing, somebody asked me, not here, some time ago, but sure, there is a lot of zulm in the world, injustice. And the promise is that when the world is engulfed, with injustice, Imam will come. I said, yeah, but the pure heart are not there. No, but we have great scholars. Yes, I agree, we have great scholars. And I believe some of these great scholars, Maraji, they are to that highest level. So we cannot have 313. I said, I don't know. If they are ready, Allah will release him. But maybe 313 is there. But it's not only 313. These 313, they are cabinet secretaries. You know, you have a prime minister or president, he's got his cabinet. So 313, they are cabinets. But we have tradition also that said there will be another 1,000. And we have another tradition that said there will be another 1,000. You know, cabinet, mayor, premier, councillor. Huh? So 313, definitely for me, Maskin, Bichari, it will be difficult. But we need to aim maybe that 1,000, that 10,000 to fit in somewhere there. And there will be male and female. Tradition says from different parts of the world. Africa, tradition, we have traditions like that. So the pure souls are not there. Yes, Allah can perform miracle, I agree. But Allah will not perform miracle. The only miracle Allah performed was in the case of the battle of Badr. The rest, people must demonstrate their iman. And in Karbala, it was a miracle. People must demonstrate their iman and their allegiance to their imam. Hunain, Siffin, Jamal, people must demonstrate their iman. Likewise, during the time of imam, no miracle. You must demonstrate your iman. So you need to be ready. Lastly, you know, I studied in Kum. Kum, you know Kum. So one day we were doing history in class about Imam Mahdi. This is scary. Scary. Normally, the student must be in class, say 5 minutes before the teacher. You can't come after the teacher unless you've got uzur excuse. Valid one. So we were all in class. Our teacher entered. Normally when he enters, everybody stand up until he says sit down. Ijlisu. Then you sit. Baba, the teacher entered and he was in a very bad mood. Hey, he was not talking. He kept quiet, like really showed this face we never saw before. Then we were quiet also. We were still standing. Then he said to us, who is ready? Ready for what? But this student, Maskin from Africa, from Pakistan, and India, come to study to go. He said, Imam Zaman is out, let's go. Guess who went out? Nobody went out. Teacher, he opened, he said, let's go. Student. You know what he did? He wanted to teach us practical lesson for that day. He said, you see, even including myself, we are all not ready. So we need to build this love with Imam Zaman. He did it for 5 minutes. Nobody was barging. Nobody was willing to go. Then he closed the door. He said, I wanted to try something because we studied this yesterday and today we are going to continue with the studies. So when you wake up every day, brothers, say salam to Imam Zaman every day. Every day. When you wake up, every day, at least, Assalamu alaikum ya sahib zaman. I know when we come to the mosque, we say salam. But when every day, try, make it a habit. Assalamu alaikum ya sahib zaman. And keep remembering him. When you remember him, inshallah, Allah will make it easy for you. We pray Allah forgive us, inshallah. And Allah expedite the reappearance of the Imam of our time. Mu'minin, as you know, tonight will be my last lecture for this series of lectures we've been having. And we discuss different topics here and there with the identity crisis. We looked at, of course, leadership from the leadership style of Imam Amir al-Mu'minin, alayhi salam. We discussed about success, whether it is acquired or is destined, for example. You know, we looked at dua, we looked at salah, and of course, last night, we looked at the taste of worship also, if you remember. And of course, tonight we, conclude with the discussion of Imam al-Zaman. As I said, let's all try to take at least a lesson or two from all these discussions and reflect on this lesson and pray that Allah Ta'ala help all of us, inshallah, to achieve the main purpose of life, which is to link with Allah and to link with Ahl al-Bayt. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you, ladies and gents of this wonderful community, Imam Ali Masjid, for the opportunity to share one or two wisdoms that we have learnt from the oceans of Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam, and also to ask for your forgiveness in case of any mishap, in case one way or the other we offended any one of you. It wasn't intentional, but from my part, I think you've been excellent audience, and I've really enjoyed my stay. I wanted to extend the stay, but unfortunately I couldn't make it because of the Maulana who is reading in my center in London, in Birmingham. Otherwise the plan is to go after 3 or 4 days, but I couldn't make it, unfortunately. So thank you so much for the audience, and thank you so much for the opportunity. And I need to single out some few people to thank them. First is Faiza and Asma. They pinch me a lot to come, Every ziyara, Doc always used to invite me, but I used to, But this last ziyara we had, they pinch me too much, Faiza and Asma. Why you are doing like to us? Why? So I thought of it, and Asanen and them said, no, you must come this time around. Alhamdulillah, we are here. So I want to thank them. And of course, Haji Iqbal for the host and the youth. And all of you, Alhamdulillah, I think you've been great audience, and keep up the good work. Forgive me. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلقه أجمعين سيدنا وحبيبنا وقائدنا ونور قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعن الدائم على أعدائهم إلى يوم الدين اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. First of all, in the name of our community, we would like to thank you from bottom of our heart. We had such wonderful month of Ramadan. Our hearts were shaken, really. Everybody's talking like that, whether he is young, he is old, ladies, gents, and especially the youths. They loved this night of Ramadan. We are really so lucky to have such wonderful personality within us. And I think each and everybody of us had benefited somewhere and somehow. As you, Maulana, said, if somebody takes 1-2 lessons, I think people, they took a lot of lessons now. Maybe their connection with Allah will be changed with these beautiful lectures. And we appreciate not only the knowledge of Sheikh, his humbleness, his proximity to people. I don't think it's easy somebody comes just for 10 days and he knows almost half of the names of the community. That's not a joke. He's taking interest in each and everybody within us. And this is a very good moral, it's very good proximity to in tabligh and da'wah. We enjoyed ilm, we enjoyed your akhlaq, we enjoyed your proximity, we enjoyed your love, we enjoyed your interest for the community. Really, this is a perfect night of Ramadan we have passed. Allah, inshallah, accept all your deeds. Allah accept our a'mal through your a'mal, inshallah. And really telling, you said today, do you miss? We really will miss you, Sheikh. I'm talking from bottom of my heart. Maybe tomorrow somebody will cry that Sheikh is not here. You have put your prints in our hearts. Jazakumullah khair. We pray, inshallah, increase your status from ilm, from akhlaq, from all these things, and give you higher status with Ahlul Bayt salamullahi alayhim for wonder jobs you are doing. Sheikh is not Everywhere he goes, he's a lovely person. Everybody loves him. Maybe there's a magnet, I don't know, magnet with him, but wherever he goes, I've seen him many places. I've seen in Hajj, in Nairobi, wherever he goes, magnet. Everybody loves him. I think we need such personalities in our life who might change our life, inshallah, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa akhiru da'wana an alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا أبا محمد الحسن بن علي. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين، خصوصا سيدي ومولاي أبي الفضل عباس وأختك قيلة زينب ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء. السلام عليك يا معين الضعفاء والفقراء. السلطان أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا يوم الجزاء والحساب. السلام عليك وعلى أختك فاطمة المعصومة ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان. اللهم